Hey, what's up everybody? Hope all is well. Halo Infinite multiplayer, can you believe it? It's finally here. Just listen to that music. Ah, the nostalgia. So let's get this started. I'm going to throw 3 multiplayer games at you. Team Fortress Classic from 1999, Team Fortress 2 from 07, and Overwatch from 2016. Each similar, each a phenomenal game in its own right, each a successive giant leap forward in gameplay. But while I can still have fun playing either of the Team Fortress games, they do feel dated and limited compared to the latest evolution in the genre, Overwatch. And therein lies the predicament that Halo Infinite multiplayer is in. The game is great, in a vacuum at least, we can all agree on that, right? 343 really nailed that special Halo feel and core gameplay loop. The shooty thing is just mwah. But Halo doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's competing against massive established games, it's competing in a genre where relevance is king, it's competing against its own history and player expectations, and most importantly, it's competing in a new era where multiplayer gameplay has evolved a lot. So the question isn't as simple as, is Halo good? Because it is. No, I think the real question is whether or not Halo gameplay feels dated or modernized, and whether or not that even matters for the Halo franchise. Maybe it just needs to be fun. There's also the 1,000-pound elephant in the room, the Battle Pass. Normally, monetization for non-pay-to-win items isn't a huge area of contention, but the way 343's done it, it's actually negatively affecting the core gameplay itself. So, let's talk about Halo Infinite multiplayer, what's good, what's bad, and do I think it'll be popular a year from now? I'm pleased to report that Halo Infinite multiplayer is polished AF. Everywhere you look, you can see care and attention to detail, solid gameplay, very few bugs, great performance, and great presentation. There are 2 game modes, Arena and Big Team Battle. Maybe a third coming, Battle Royale, but who knows. Each has somewhat similar game types. You can queue for a game mode, but not a game type. That's currently random. 343, please fix this. Everybody hates spending precious leisure time playing or dodging maps or modes they dislike. Arena modes are 4v4, there's Slayer, which is just deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Oddball's a sort of game of tag, and Strongholds are the territory control mode. Switching over to Big Team Battles, which are 12v12, again there's Slayer, Total Control, similar to Strongholds in 4v4, Capture the Flag, and Stockpile, where you collect a specific resource to win. It's a decent breadth of game types. There's something for everyone depending on your style. Initially, I wasn't a fan of 4v4, it just felt like a slaughterfest, but as I've got better at the game, I've come to like those more. The smaller team puts more onus on you to act and perform. But Big Team Battle is probably the star of the show for most. There's larger teams and maps, and the addition of vehicles all make for pretty epic experiences. I have to say it though, it does give me an itch for something even bigger, 50v50, whatever. I'm not saying Battle Royale, just 12v12 is good, but it makes me yearn for something larger. In terms of maps, they are beautiful. Really one of the shining stars of the game for me. They look next gen. I guess at this state it's just current gen, but you know what I mean. They look modern. The cover, obstacles, and objects, they all have appropriate placing and frequency. The pacing to them is just spot on. We get 10 of varying sizes and themes to start: Aquarius, Behemoth, Fragmentation, and about a half a dozen others. Indoor areas have tight hallways and distinct angles and intense firefights. When I'm inside, there's this sense of impending doom, like there's nowhere to run. Outdoor areas, though, they offer greater ranges and open up the engagement envelope a lot more. Outside, it feels like there's always someone watching me, and I'm constantly noting nearby cover just in case. Both are done really well. Another shining star of the game, the weapons. It launched with 22, everything from pistols to plasma launchers, and no worries, all the iconic weapons are here. The Needler still melts people. It's in the running for my favorite game weapon of all time. We need something like this in Doom, please. They're all meticulously detailed and have near perfect design, in my opinion. The sound design is equally as good on them. I mean, just listen to the shot and hit registers. Oh baby. And most importantly, they feel good. They're hefty and tangible. I wish I could tell you which is best, but to be honest, they all seem good to great. They're all fun for sure. As for equipment, there are 7 pieces at launch. Equipment respawns in the field, and each carries its own set of charges, so they're limited use type things. I think they're all great. Grapple shot is probably my favorite, and active camo is as OP as ever. Equipment goes a long way towards keeping each round and encounter fresh and unique. I just wish you could equip something permanently, even if the respawn time was the same. So, the big question, does it feel like Halo? Yes, absolutely, 1000%. That floaty smooth movement, check. Great pacing and time to kill, check. Solid weapon feel, check. Halo-ish music and maps, check. Overall vibe, check. That's way too many checks. Top-notch editing, Scott, jeez. I think 343 nailed the multiplayer. Battle Pass system aside, it feels and plays like a Halo game. Big achievement in my opinion considering the time that's passed and how nebulous such a thing is. In just a few short hours of playing, I was already in second nature mode. Everything just came so naturally. Like the first time I used the grappling hook, in a split second, an ability I'd learned in another game transferred to this one seamlessly. And man, the payoff. Kudos 343. That was the moment I knew there was more here than meets the eye, and the very question of will the gameplay feel dated or modern got interesting. Shortly thereafter though, I dug into the Battle Pass debacle, and despite the bad news, my mood elevator somehow went from curious interested to sense of humor. So let's get into the Battle Pass. Oh, the Battle Pass. So many Battle Passes have ruined so many good games. 343, with all due respect, I believe the current Battle Pass system needs major changes. In its current state, you're actively incentivizing people to hurt the quality of your game. Hear me out. The price and rewards are fine, good even. I mean, I bought it, but the pacing sucks. It's just a symptom of something else though. The way it's implemented is counter to what a team-based multiplayer game is about. Instead of awarding XP for winning, teamwork, or achieving objectives, you award it for things like get 100 kills with a power weapon. In theory, that sounds good, right? People will just achieve them as they play, but we all know it doesn't work like that. Rather, we've got players sitting idle next to specific weapon spawn points, only to pick it up, get their kills, and then quit the match. It's an extreme example, but you know what I mean. Stuff like that is going on. It just doesn't foster teamwork, accomplishing objectives, or even playing the game as you intended. It sucks. For me personally, it's game breaking. I hate this crap. Replace them instead with performance-based XP rewards, capping points, getting flags, ore collection, kills, assists, defenses. All of these performance-based things should be front and center. What are you doing with this? Make that change, and the other problem with the Battle Pass, the pacing, sorts itself out. You did it right by making the Battle Pass permanent. Now just make it fun, something that happens as we play without the need to sabotage your game to maximize our progression. This is a train wreck of a Battle Pass. I am enjoying the game, but holy cow, and as somebody coming from Overwatch that's really into team-based games, it drives me nuts to be on a capture the flag big team battle. You look over, you got 6 people standing on a hill with sniper rifles trying to get personal challenges, and the other half of the team is just screwed. Fix that, and this game stays in my permanent rotation. Please, 343. That's all I've got to say on Battle Pass. Enough ranting. So, final thoughts. Finally, I can address the full question I posed in the beginning, whether or not Halo gameplay feels dated or modernized, and whether or not that even matters for the franchise. How far can you push the Halo gameplay loop before it's no longer Halo? That's really the important question to ask. In that sense, I think 343 did really well. They struck a good balance between using all the series' best ideas and incorporating just enough new stuff to freshen it up without losing its identity. If you want the biggest or fastest or most intense competitive shooting experience, this probably isn't it. But if you want an all-around solid shooter that's maybe more jack of all trades than master of one, Halo Infinite is where it's at. And I think that's the needle Microsoft is threading here. In a sense, unless they surprise us with a battle royale, they sort of have to. Halo Infinite multiplayer just might be good enough and the franchise big enough to revitalize an old niche. Think about it, there are hardcore competitive shooters like CSGO and Valorant that are alive and well. There are huge team games like Apex and Warzone, Battlefield 2042 that are doing really well, but there's not much in between. Destiny, maybe, not really. Overwatch, that's a huge stretch. Call of Duty is a total piece of garbage, and I think everybody that plays it would rather play something else, so let's just count that out. You see what I mean though? There's a gap there that Microsoft maybe can attack. It'll be interesting to see where Halo Infinite multiplayer stands a year from now. In all honesty, it's growing on me. It's a good game. It's different from the crowd, and it stands out. I'm not sure about it being my go-to long-term game, but we'll see. Is it rose-colored glasses or beer goggles? Guess we'll find out. And with that highbrow closing line, I am done. I appreciate you taking the time. Take care of one another, and I will see you soon.